A very good morning, guys, and welcome back to another daily market outlook. And we're going to be discussing the potential trade opportunities on euro dollar and the other major dollar pairs. So starting off with euro dollar has seen a pullback in towards the highs. As we all know, the daily is still swing bearish. At the moment, price has pulled back in towards premium supply. As we can see, the premium versus discount tool, we're above the overall 50% mark, meaning that we are looking for high probability shorts. However, for those high probability shorts to align with our overall strategy, we do need the overall structure in the market to start shifting. So what we can now see is that we've seen pretty much a very strong V-shaped reaction when coming in towards this area of supply, indicating that a lot of bearish momentum has come in towards the market. So this could potentially mean that this is the end of the overall swing pullback of euro dollar. So knowing that euro dollar is bearish, we've now seen the internal structure move in towards the highs. We've now reacted to an area of supply. We've liquidated the highs over here, and we're now looking to see, okay, can the overall market structure now provide us with a market shift, and can we see that further downside come from the market? So what we're now waiting for is confirmation, and confirmation will pretty much come after us breaking the overall internal structure and our 4-hour swing structure, which is this low over here. And that is kind of like the main thing that I'm waiting for. Once that low goes, we'll have far higher probability shorts. However, we can obviously already look for those potential downside movements, but for that we do need some more confluences. So now moving in towards the 4-hour time frame of obviously our main trading time frame, we can see that price has now moved in towards this area of demand over here. This 4-hour refined area slash demand zone, which is stacked with that daily area of demand. So after seeing a strong impulse in towards the downside, it would be logic for price to start pushing up higher once again to make a pullback after that big move in towards the downside. So our first target looking for that potential pullback is going to be this area of supply. But there is a lot of strong bearish momentum, so keep in mind that we could just start trickling down further and further. So if we do start trickling down, obviously I'll start looking for this area of 4-hour demand over here. We do still have some liquidity below these lows, so I would be in favor of seeing euro dollar start tanking in towards the downside, especially after that strong bearish reaction that we had over here. So what I'd be looking for is preferably a short from this area of supply or a long from this area of demand. Obviously you can look for an area or a long from this area of demand over here. However, it would be far higher probability if we do take out and sweep the internal low first. This becomes your change of character high, your fractal high, and then we can look for that long in towards this area of demand and potentially a tap in towards that 50% mark of the overall swing range. So that's pretty much what I'm looking for over here on euro dollar on the 4-hour. Now moving on in towards the dollar index. So the dollar index from a 4-hour perspective has pulled back in towards our area of supply over here. This is the main area that we're interested in looking for that potential short. Now refining this area of demand or supply, we can then clearly see this last buy before the sell candle, before that strong sell in towards downside, that has now been tapped into and is providing price with an area of resistance. So now what I'm looking for is to see, okay, can we start seeing a significant move in towards the downside? What I'm looking at the moment is, okay, this is now pretty much the area of demand. Like I mentioned in yesterday's video, this consolidation area. If we break that low, I'll be looking for that further downside again. But for now, it is looking like euro or the dollar index, is pretty bullish. So what I'm looking for at the moment is to see, can we start pushing up higher? Obviously, if we take out the high internally and then, for example, just grab the liquidity and start pushing below the lows again, then I'll already start looking for that shorting opportunity. But for now, the dollar index is pretty much bullish as of this area of consolidation over here. So if we want to flip bearish again, we need to start breaking those lows. Otherwise, the alternative method to already start shorting the dollar is obviously to see the high swiped and then that change in structure and then look for that demand flow or supply flow, to continue in towards the downside. So that's a dollar very simply stated. Overall, obviously, we are waiting to see, can we start breaking the high over here and break the overall order flow. Every single time we had a buy and then a sell, then again we had a buy over here, which we're now in before a big sell-off. So this is the area that we need to break. We need to break this blue line over here, 102.643. If we break that level, we'll have a 4-hour BOS and a lot more confirmation that we can start really pushing up in towards the highs, in towards 2024, in line with the overall daily bullish market structure, which is obviously this swing in towards the highs, and this is just all a pullback. So that's what I'm waiting for at the moment. Yeah, kind of like a slight descending wedge slash channel over here as well, which I'm looking at. So with that said, let's move on in towards Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar over here on the daily time frame, yeah, clear reaction from this area of supply. After a daily BOS, what do we expect? We expect a pullback. How can we recognize a pullback? By seeing a fractal break in structure. Do we have any fractal breaks here at the top? No, we do not. This is the first fractal break. Issue with that fractal break, or waiting for that daily fractal break, is the fact that it lies in discount. And as you guys know, we want a long in discount. So we're not going to be waiting for that daily fractal break, and we need to be slightly more aggressive on the 4-hour. Now moving in towards the 4-hour, we can clearly see that the overall supply is in control. Supply created, tap in, push down. Again, buy before the sell-off, push in, push down. So now this is your new buy before the sell, refined in towards this last candle, from where we want to look for a potential short. Now overall, the 4-hour swing structure is all the way from this low in towards this high, meaning that we're still in premium. We still have a lot of liquidity below this trend line, which I would love to catch. So I am looking for further downside on Aussie dollar. So I'll be looking for a shorting opportunity from this area of supply on the 4-hour. Now, you could look for a long from this area of demand to trade Aussie dollar back in towards here, but it is far lower probability. So I would really recommend that you just wait with long Aussie dollar until the 4-hour fractal structure is bullish again, meaning that we break this high, then a pullback in towards demand. Then you have far higher probability trade, because then the 4-hour swing structure is bullish from this low in towards this high, and the internal slash fractal structure is then also bullish. So for Aussie dollar, shorts from this zone, or longs from down over here, or we long once we break structure, and over here we go long. So that is Aussie dollar. Moving on in towards pound dollar. So pound dollar, guys, obviously a very strong push in towards downside. Grab liquidity below this low. Sadly, not yet a BOS, but I am going to be looking to see today, can we see one more push down, close below, and then, for example, that pullback. That would provide us with a very good shorting opportunity from here, because that would mean that the overall 4-hour structure is then bearish, because this is only a BOS until we close below this line. Then this overall pattern with a 1, 2, 3. So the ascending wedge, right? An ascending wedge is bearish. That would then play out. Then we would see that 4-hour BOS, and then we can look to short from this area of supply. So what I'm looking for at the moment is one more push down, push in towards this area of demand. Then if we push in towards that area of demand, we'll have a 4-hour BOS. What do you want after a 4-hour BOS? You expect a pullback. So this is our potential long area. So I want to go long from here. That is trade number 1. And then I want to go short from here. That is trade number 2. So I'm not going to be shorting from this area of supply unless we see a close below 4-hour BOS line. That is the only trading opportunity that I see on pound dollar for myself. And then obviously the highest probability trade will be from this extreme area of supply, with liquidity being in this consolidation area over here, stop losses above here. So then preferably what you would want to see is then a reaction from this zone, and then we short with even higher probability. So that's pound dollar for you. Then Kiwi dollar. So entity USD overall here on the 4-hour, still bullish inside extreme demand. You could look for those longs, but we need a 4-hour change in the overall fractal structure. This is now your area of supply. So what I'm waiting for is actually kind of the same as on pound dollar. Take out that low, change your fractal structure, and then I'll look for a long in line with the 4-hour swing structure over here. So that's the trade that I'm looking for. No shorts from that area of supply. For the rest, daily fractal low is also that 4-hour swing low. So it should move up from here, entity USD. If it does not, we could see a lot more downside. So if we do see a break of that 4-hour swing low over here, then we have very valid sells from this zone. So yeah, pretty much lining up the same trades for all pairs. And with that said, let's move in towards our last pair, which is gold. So gold didn't really see a reaction from that area of demand. Of course, we did see some kind of like price stallment when we came in towards that demand zone, but no real valid price action to look for trades, just very choppy as all. So what I'm waiting for at the moment is just focusing here on the daily, waiting for price to reach this area of demand over here. So this sell before the buy, that is now my main area that I'm looking for a trade, this area of daily demand. If we do move down lower, obviously we'll just focus our shift our focus in towards this sell before the buy candle on the daily. Moving back in towards the 4 hour, sadly not really a lot of clear areas of demand. However, we do have a stacked area of 4 hour demand positioned over here inside that area of daily demand. So let's see if the overall order flow for now continues in towards the downside. So this is your buy before the sell-off, meaning this is now your supply zone. Then we can just keep on looking for further downside on gold until we reach that area of daily demand, from where we then want to go long. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you a fantastic day. If you have any questions, make sure to join Discord, link in the description down below. And yeah, wish you a fantastic day. Thanks.